Michelle here. I'm Maria Athena's sister. I'm 17 years old and I only speak a little bit of German, things that I've picked up from Maria over the years. But I recently had the opportunity to go to Germany and Austria and I had a phenomenal time there. Maria asked me to share a little bit about my experience, so here you guys go. While in Germany, I visited Munich, Nuremberg, and Dachau, and in Austria I got to see Vienna and Salzburg. My first impressions of Germany were positive. I actually got to travel on Easter Day from Munich to Nuremberg, and there had been snow down in Munich, so we got to see Germany coated in snow, which was something I wasn't anticipating seeing in April. While in Munich, I got to go to the top of the Glockenspiel in the Marienplatz, and I got to see the entire city from the top of the Glockenspiel, which I thought was absolutely amazing. I think that would have to be my best experience in Munich. While in Austria, on the other hand, I got to go to an amusement park, one of our excursions that we did, and I got to see the entire city of Vienna lit up at night from like 9 stories high. It was definitely something I'll never forget. My experience with the German people were primarily through restaurants and vendors at different shops. The waiters I felt were a little standoffish, possibly because I was ordering in English instead of German. But I think that overall, everyone seemed very friendly and accommodating, and if I got lost, I was able to ask directions and was able to be pointed in the right direction. I spoke a little German while in Austria and Germany, but I think the primary German that I spoke was actually abroad. I had the opportunity to go to Hungary, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia as well. And in those different cities I ran into German couples and families and was able to strike up conversation with them. So I did speak a little bit of German, although, as I said, my German's not up to par as Maria's is. I was really open to experience in Germany, not really quite sure what to expect. So I wouldn't say that anything was lived down, but I think that Germany definitely fit all my expectations, went far above what I was expecting because I had such an amazing time there. As I mentioned, we visited Dachau concentration camp, and it was something that I will never forget. Walking in such a historical place was something that greatly impacted me. It kind of brought the reality of World War II and what happened during the Holocaust to the forefront of my mind. And I thought that the psychological aspect that it brought, seeing the camp, seeing the barracks, we also saw the crematorium. It was so interesting seeing that, and trying to imagine the mindset was very difficult, but it was very eye-opening. I didn't have as much time as I wished I would in Nuremberg, so I wish I could go back and visit the city, exploring just a little bit more. As I said, these were my first impressions of Germany. Definitely can't wait to go back. But as I mentioned before, I do have vlog videos and I hope that you guys will enjoy.
Leute, ich bin Michelle. Ich bin auf Deutschland. So I arrived earlier today in Germany, and this is just the first of the many vlogs. And if you guys can see, there is wonderful architecture, little souvenir shops. There is surfers here in Munich, something that you don't expect to see all the time in Germany. So we're really happy to have this because it's kind of like insane. Maria could have told me it would be a little cold. Bon back. Aujourd'hui, il y a beaucoup de neige dans Munich. Mais maintenant, on part, elle va au Nymphenburg. Et après ça, on va au Prague. We're at the Nymphenburg Palace, and if you guys can see, it's a very long interconnected palace that extends around the property. And you guys can see that there is swans, if possible, out on the lake. Yeah, but it's really cool. It's semi-stopped raining here, just drizzling slightly, but yeah, so good stuff. We're in Nuremberg, and we're in the main plaza right now, and if you guys can see in the background, there is a flea market going on, so we wanted to look at that later, but today's Easter, so there's a church right there if you guys can see, but there's like a really cool fountain here that I want to show you guys. But yeah, so basically we have a couple hours in Nuremberg, so we're just going to like kind of do with that, you know, what we can. So we'll just have to see how that turns out. But yeah, so far it's so adorable here, and the whole town, especially the old city, looks amazing. Place where they held the Nuremberg trials after World War II. It's just another place of German history that we're going to learn about. So if you guys want to see the building, you can see the German flag in the background. You can see Lily as she creeps around. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun, and if you guys can see this wonderful sign, apparently there's a glare, but for Nuremberg, talking about that. So we're just going to go in, learn a little bit more about Nuremberg, and see where these trials were held. Here in Vienna, Austria. As you can see, I don't know, it kind of looks a little murky because it rained this morning, but luckily we were exploring the Schönbrunn Palace. So we got to be indoors and see the history of where Maria Theresa lived with her 16 children. Most famous might be Joseph II, who ruled the Habsburg Empire and gave freedom of speech to his people and incorporated Enlightenment ideas into his reign. And also his other daughter, Marie Antoinette, who was guillotined during the French Revolution.
Nina Marie est une magnifique par français. Maintenant, je suis dans la salle de portrait et je vais vous parler. Maintenant, je suis dans le market. Et si vous voulez, il y a un café jusque là-bas. Ça, c'est le café Thomaselli. C'est intéressant parce que ça, c'est la plus âgée café dans Salzburg. Mozart avait voir là-bas. Et c'est bien, ici c'était très joli. Et ouais, c'était bien. Je peux voir les Alpes ici. Et Sabine, je pense, a vu et votre famille. Mais c'est super. Plus tard, nous espérons de faire du shopping et regarder le musée de Mozart parce qu'il a né ici. Si vous voulez voir Salzburg, j'ai dit c'est trop super ici. Regarde, je pense que ça c'était très joli. Mais c'est un peu intéressant parce que c'est différent. Dans ce voyage, j'avais vu Prague, Vienne, beaucoup de places, Bratislava et tout la France et beaucoup de places. J'espère. Mais regarde ici. Oh, regarde, il y a beaucoup de cheval. Désolé. Oh, regarde, c'est trop sympa.